All right, guys, welcome to the shop. Yes, I'm wearing a jacket. I didn't feel like turning the heater on, but just want to show you Christmas came early, and it came at the beginning of the month. I made a video, turned out badly. I didn't like it. Made a second video. Wasn't really happy with that. And in the process of doing a bunch of work over here, building this wall I did over here, I decided, hey, there's this toolbox here that needs to get against the wall, and I had the floor jack underneath it, and it's got the wheels and wouldn't go against the wall, so I decided, hey, let me just kick it, and it'll go, it'll move. Well, I did that, and now for the past week or so, my leg has been sore from from stem to stern, because you just don't do that stuff anymore. So that's finally starting to feel better here. So I feel better about standing here and doing a video, because before just didn't feel like doing it, because I just didn't want to stand here doing it. So anyway, back to it. Christmas came early in the form of front suspension. So I'm going to get you in a little closer, and I'll show off the little toys and stuff that'll be going in here. And this suspension kit is from Classic Performance Products out of California, I believe. Yeah. And it's basically replaces the lower control arms of the original Mustang. It gives you a full A-arm control arm on the bottom instead of a arm and a strut rod, which I absolutely hate strut rods, which is the reason I went with this. It's just I have a hatred of strut rods. I don't like them. I don't like this system at all. So, but that's me. You guys, you do you. So let me get in close here, and I'll do a little showing off. And in the future, there will be an install video, which with this car being on the rotisserie, I'll be able to roll the car upside down or on its side, and that way I can get some really good shots of how does this stuff really fit onto the bottom of the car, instead of trying to go, oh, yeah, it goes up there. Yeah. So let's get into it. Okay, well, to start off with the simple stuff, upper control arms. These come with the kit, this full entire kit. You can buy this as just the lower control arms. This system here. You can buy just the uppers, and then you can buy the shocks and the springs with it. You can buy it as a complete kit, or you can buy it in those three parts. So this is the complete kit, obviously. And these you have no idea how heavy these arms are. They are quite heavy. Big chunk of stainless steel there. Very nicely made. Very good arms. And these will fit a stock vehicle as well. Just really nice looking arm. Now we come over here to the shocks. These are Viking. These are Viking double adjustable shocks. You can see the little knobbies down there. Viking makes a good product. Nothing against them. I have something sort of similar to this, where this and the springs on my 84 El Camino, but they are using Carrera shocks, which back then Carrera just added a sleeve around a shock in the base here as well. So it wasn't quite as good, that option that they offered back then. And if I remember, Carrera is now owned by QA1. Now, we get on to the part that fixes the piece I hate, is the strut rods. Now, obviously, these arms are upright, this thing's upside down. Doesn't matter, it's just, we're here for show and tell. Now, your normal arm would go straight across to here, and then you'd have a strut rod coming up to the front of the car. Okay, well, I don't like strut rods, obviously. So this gives you a nice actual full upper control arm, and this is basically just a brace that mounts it in place. One thing I really do like about these is in this kit here, there are actual, I don't know if you can see it or not, but they're right there, actual Torrington bearings. So when you go to adjust the ride height, you've got those Torrington bearings in there, so this thing actually turns easily. Unlike the Carrera set I have on the El Camino, where it's a battle. So that's kind of about it. That's just an overview of it, and it will be going on this guy right here, that guy right there, in the relatively near future. I've got some more body work I need to do on this, because I want to get the body work done. I've got this. I need to get a rear axle, because I'm not too far off from getting this thing on the ground. So, yeah, it's a really nice kit. I'm really impressed with the build quality. No complaints at all. Obviously, I haven't put it on the car yet, so I don't know how well it fits yet. I'm not too worried about that. Kind of held some things in place and looked at it. So far, it looks good. But you'll see more of that when I do an install video. I'm going to look at their rear suspension as well. I want to see what they have in rear suspension. And this is not, this was something that I bought, and I actually had some help with buying it. So it's not from, there's no company involvement or anything like that. But I did have some, had a, Christmas elf give me a helping hand buying this kit, which is greatly appreciated. So any ideas for rear suspension? I'm going to look at what they have. Maybe they got something cool for the rear suspension. I don't know. I am planning to use an Explorer rear end unless something else just comes up that's really cool and cheap. Yeah. But that's kind of where I'm at. I've got another video on, it's just a shop video on the insulating this wall over here and having something to actually attach to a metal building, which if you're not familiar with metal buildings, they are not insulated well, and you can't hang anything off the interior walls because there are none. So that video will be coming out here pretty soon, I hope. Hope that edits well, and as much as I like editing. But that's kind of about it. I just want to get that out. And if there's any questions about this kit, I will post a link in the description to the company. They have quite a bit of stuff, for all sorts of, every brand, and they've got a lot of really cool stuff. So, I'd say check them out. They got some nice stuff. And like I said, if you got any questions about it, just ask. I probably don't have the answer to it yet, but I will. So, I hope everybody has a good Christmas, and I'm going to be getting to work on cleaning out the rest of the shop, because what you see, it looks relatively organized. A few days ago, this was just, I could barely get around here. It's just too much stuff. You outgrow the shop as soon as you walk in the door because it's just never big enough. But anyway, I appreciate you watching, subscribing. That's always great. But have a good Christmas, and see you on the next one.